Thank you all for coming in big numbers tonight.
Last question.
Last question, please. I know what's the question from you already. I don't. I know.
You can read my mind.
Yes. I'm thinking about dogs, right? You want to ask me something about the
You're
dogs?
just looking at something. I was looking at the Iditarod. The sled dog race up in Alaska.
You're making an article about dogs. That's right. Yeah. The dogs traveling with players, right? Oh, okay. I was not supposed to say that. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Doug. He's angry now.
We can start, Matt? Yeah? All right. Questions, please?
Obviously, so hinted a little bit on Courtney, you just weren't entirely satisfied with your performance, but you got through it. But what do you think wasn't to be out there today, in that first set especially?
I know what was. That's a serve. It's one of those days where you get to serve well and everything else. You're just kind of trying to find the way to, to play the right shots at the right time. I didn't make any returns in the first set. Second set, I also struggled with the return, which is one of my better sides in the game, generally speaking. But it's a first match and it takes a little bit of time to kind of get used to the center court. I haven't played on it this year.
Questions? All right, thank you very much.
No, wait. You were very complimentary about this tournament and the owner, Larry Ellison. But what, in your opinion, what would happen if this tournament becomes really the biggest and the largest in the world, considering the Grand Slams? What would happen?
Well, I think as long as you have somebody that is as influential and as passionate about the sport, and investing so much money in the facilities and the tournaments, and you can only bring positive impact on our sport. So I did mean what I said on the court. I think Mr. Allison is very generous with our sport. I mean, he doesn't need to do so much, he doesn't need to kind of keep on investing and improving the facilities for us each year, but he does it. And he does it because he cares about the sport, he cares about players, and we need more people like him, definitely. And if this tournament has a potential to be one day the biggest one in the world, it does. Why not? I don't see any reason why not. I mean, we have Grand Slams and we have ATP tournaments, but there is no rule that is saying that the Grand Slams have to be eternally the biggest events in the world in our sport. So there's always a possibility that ATP kind of steps in and does something different, in order to maybe get closer in terms of importance and value of the tournament like Grand Slams. But that's all an open subject. Of course, it's we can't really predict what's happening, but of course, respecting the history and tradition in Grand Slams, and for over 125 years they have been the four most prestigious events that everybody knows that those events matter the most. But ATP has grown so much in the last 15-20 years as our sport in a global scale, so there's always a possibility to do something even more.
Novak, in your book last year, you talked about your diet. You also talked some about Eastern medicine and philosophy. What exposure have you had to that, and what role does that play in your life?
Well, I think everybody here wants to be healthy, right? So you're always trying to find the way to stay healthy, to learn more about medicine. I guess a basic, classic, more conservative medicine, and then an alternative medicine, which is I think a little bit put aside, in last few decades. But looking at all the documents, the Eastern medicine is the oldest medicine in the world. You know, the Chinese medicine goes over 5,000 years. So, I mean, there are different ways, obviously, of healing, of keeping your body fit, keeping your mind and soul aligned, and everybody has a different way. It's a very I would say wide spectrum of things to talk about when you mention medicine and alternative medicine, but it plays an important part in my life. I've learned a lot of things. I don't say it's only the medications and classical medicine. It's not only the alternative medicine. It has to the best is to find the balance between the two in the middle that kind of keeps you healthy. But again, in my life, I have witnessed and I have felt the change that has affected me positively on the court and in the private life as well. When I changed my diet, that's one of my main interests in life. I would say is well-being. Trying to learn more about it.
Last questions, please. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You mentioned the book. How well do you know Lauren Davis? Like your father?
Yes, yeah, exactly. I didn't you believe I didn't know that it was her father, and then we spoke the other day, and well, first of all she's playing amazing. I mean, she had an upset against she played against Azarenka. I think she made a great win, and I'm really glad for her. She's very nice girl, and we talked about her father for a little bit, and of course I'm very privileged to get the forward on my book from her father, because he had bestsellers on healthy diets, gluten-free and so forth, and he knows a lot about it. I haven't met him personally yet. I've spoken to him, but I'm glad that I have his forward.
There wasn't a tennis connection that brought you two together? Because I kind of assumed it was.
No, it wasn't the connection through his daughter. It was some other way.
Nick?
Novak, you're very regimented, and after a match you go backstage and sign the balls for the kids. Talk about kind of taking the time away from yourself and then giving it back in that way. It takes away from what you're doing, but you're giving your time in that way. Well,
my mindset about those things is very simple. I respect and appreciate their presence. They pay tickets to come to watch us, and the fans are most important, and then you have to try to find any available time or energy to kind of give back and try to spend at least a little bit of a personal time with them. Signing an autograph, taking a photo is something at least that you could do, and there are many kids around here who love the sport, and when I was a kid also, I was looking up to all these great tennis players, and I was watching a few of the tournaments live, and for me that was an amazing experience, and I know how important it was, and how much it made my day when I saw an important tennis player that I was looking up to. So I know I've been in that position, and I kind of that keeps me on the ground and trying to interact with them as much as I can.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.